Hello everyone. Welcome back to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will start with a new topic called blood relations and we will understand the types of questions that you can get in your competitive exams from this particular topic. So let us start. Now, what do you actually mean by blood relations? So, in your chapter blood relations, when we talk about blood relations from competitive exams point of view, you get two types of relations. The first relation is your actual blood relation. So, what do you mean by blood relation? Basically, people who to whom you are connected through blood. For example, your father, correct? Your mother, your children. These are all your blood relations, your grandparents. These are all your blood relations. Grandparents, even your uncles and aunts, all these are your blood relations. You are born in their family, basically. So you are actually related to them by blood because you're born in that family. The second type of relation that we deal with are your in-law relationships. What do you mean by in-law relationship? When you have a spouse, when you have a husband or a wife, that is your in-law relationship. So a husband or a wife, you can call them spouse, right? These relationships, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, these type of relationships, your brother-in-law, sister-in-law, these are your in-law relationships. So whenever we talk about blood relations, we talk about both these kind of relationships, your blood relations also and your in-law relations also. So in the context of competitive exams, the term blood relations refer to the study of family relationships based on genetic or biological ties. So genetic and biological means that you're born in that family. Okay, but there are other types also like your in-laws, the one that you're married to, his family or her family. Those are also your part of blood relations. It involves understanding the connections between family members, such as parents, grandparents, siblings, your cousins, aunts, uncles, and other relatives through direct or indirect bloodlines. So, direct, indirect bloodlines again mean if you are dealing with an extended family, okay? So, let's say the daughter of your aunt. This is your indirect bloodline, extended family, but it is a blood relation. So, whenever we talk about blood relations, we talk about both the type of blood relations, that is your actual blood relation, the family that you're born in, as well as your in-law relationship, the family that you're married into. Okay, so we talk about both of these relationships. Now, in your blood relationships, you can get three types of questions, three types of problems. Type 1 is your blood relation puzzle. Basically means it is a huge puzzle of 3 generation, 4 generation with 8 people, 6 people, 10 people, and you have to draw an entire family tree to solve these kind of puzzles. Then we have type 2, which is coded blood relation. So as the name suggests, it is basically a mixture of coding, decoding plus blood relation. So we use both these concepts. So if you remember, when we did coding and decoding, we use certain symbols to code. Correct? If you remember coded inequalities also. So in coded inequalities, what do? We write A hashtag B means A is greater than equal to B. This is a concept of coded inequalities. Correct? Similarly, in blood relations also, you can get that A hashtag B means A is the mother of B. So this is how you have to read. Basically, the code is given to you. You have to decode it and solve the answer. Okay. Then we have type 3. Type 3 is based on conversations. What do you mean by that? For example, I say that this person is my father's daughter. So that person will be my sister, correct? This person. So let's say this is the person. Okay. This person is my father's daughter. So this is the daughter of my father. So if my father's daughter will be my sister, correct? So these kind of relationships that you have to find out based on conversations, this is your third type of question. We will understand all these three types of questions in a little detail in a little while. But before we start that, there are certain points that I want you to remember. Okay, the first point is do not ever assume gender. Do not assume gender until and unless you can derive it from the information given in the question. You can derive it from the information given in the question. So this is your first point. You should never ever assume the gender of a person until unless it is specified in the question, or you can derive it from the information. Because sometimes what happen is Lalita is given as as a name. So in general, Lalita is a female name. So we assume that it could be a female. But sometimes the examiner plays a trick and Lalita is a male. So if you assume the gender, your question will be wrong. Your answer will be incorrect. So we never assume the gender while solving questions on blood relations until unless we can actually correctly identify the gender based on the information or it is specifically mentioned in the question. Okay. Second thing that you have to remember is always solve using a family tree. Always solve using a generational family tree. So based on generations, okay, generational family tree, you have to solve the question. Always solve based on a generational family tree. What is a generational family tree? For example, this is you, this is me, okay. Then I will have my parents, correct? And above this, I will have my grandparents, correct? I will have my grandparents. Along with this, I can have my uncles and aunt also. I can have my uncles and aunts, those kind of relationships. In my generation, what can I have? I can have my sibling. In my generation, I can have my sibling. Similarly, I can also have a spouse. Correct? I can have a spouse. So I can have children. So the generation below me will be of children and grandchildren. Correct? Grandchildren. In this also, I can extend this into infinite possibilities. The children of my uncles and aunts will be what? My cousins. I can have cousins in my generation. Similarly, I can have parents of my spouse, so in-laws. Okay, and I can have my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, those kind of relations. So drawing a family tree, a generation wise family tree, will help you in identifying the relationships easily. It will make the work easier for us. Okay, so I will suggest always to draw a family tree or a family chart generation wise to understand the concept. Third thing third thing, use different symbols and annotations. What do you mean by that? Use different symbols for different relations. So, in order to avoid confusion, I always suggest to use different symbols. You can have your own symbols or you can use mine. So some people, what they do, let's say P is female and Q is male. So they use a triangle for female and a square for male. Okay. Some people use a minus for female and a plus for male. What I do is I simply write them in circles and I mark them as female or male. This is what I do. Female or male, I mark them easily. So you can either use my method or you can use somebody else's method or you can make your own method. Similarly, I use different denotations to identify different bonds. For example, let's say P and Q are spouse. So to specify spouse, I use a single line. To specify spouse, I use a single line. And to specify siblings, I use a two-headed arrow. To specify siblings, I use a two-headed arrow. These are my personal annotations. So you can either follow this or you can make your own also to make the question easier. So these 3 points you should remember. First, do not assume the gender. Second, always solve using a family tree. And third, use different symbols to avoid any sort of confusion while answering the question. Okay, so if this much information is clear, let us start with solving the questions. Okay, so type 1, we have blood relation puzzle. So this is given to us. This information is given to us. Based on this information, first thing we will do is draw a family chart. And based on that family chart, we will answer the question. Okay, so let us start. It is given to us in a family of 3 generations. So generations are also specified. There are 6 family members. So what are the names of the family members? P, Q, R, S, T, and U. Okay, so this much information is given to us. Now let us move forward. U is the son-in-law of P. So if P is over here, P's gender is not known, correct? P will have a spouse also. They will have a child also. and that child spouse is you, because you is the son-in-law, so you will be male. You is the son-in-law of P. P and the other person will have a child, and you will be the spouse of that child. P is the son-in-law of, sorry, you is the son-in-law of P. Okay? Now, Q is the brother-in-law of S who has no siblings. Let us hold this information. S is the only child of R. R is married to P. So we can use this information. R is married to P. We can fill R over here. Correct? We can fill R over here. Then S is the only child of R. That means S will be the only child of R. Gender of P, R and S are still unknown. Gender of P, R and S are still unknown. We can just draw this much information, this much chart based on the information, based on the data. Okay, then let us come here. Q is the brother-in-law of S who has no siblings. So S has no siblings, it is already given to us. Q is the brother-in-law. So brother-in-law, that means Q will be the brother of U. If Q is the brother of you, only then Q will be the brother-in-law, in-law relationship. That means brother of your spouse. Q will be the brother-in-law of S. Correct? So this much we can draw now. If this is male, U is male, S will be female because U is married to a female. So S will be female. Okay? Now it is given to us T is the niece of Q. Niece of Q means T will be the daughter of Q's brother or sister. That is how you get the relationship of niece. So that means T will be the basically the daughter of S and U. If it is daughter, it is called niece. Female is called niece, and if it is male, it is called nephew. So T is the niece of Q. That means T will be the child of S and U. T will be the daughter of S and U. So now the relationship of P and R is not given to us. The genders of P and R is not given to us. The relationship is given, they are spouse, but the gender of P and R is not given to us. This much information we can draw based on the data that is given in the question. Now let us look at the actual question. The question asks how P is related to T. So we have to find the relationship between P and T. So if I look at this image, P's gender is not known. Let's say the question was how T is related to P. How T is related to P. What would be the answer to this question? How T is related to P? T will be the granddaughter of P. Correct? Whether P is a female, whether P is a female or a male does not matter. Whether P is the male or female, it does not matter. T will always be the granddaughter of P. Correct? T will be the granddaughter of P. So in this question, it could be granddaughter. This is the straight answer. But in this question, how P is related to T, we have two possibilities. It could be either maternal because they are mother side, correct? Females, this is basically their mother's parents. P and R are T's mother's parents. So it could be either maternal, grandfather, or grandmother. It could be both. It could be either grandfather or grandmother because the gender is unknown. So 3 points, we do not assume the gender. We use different symbols and annotations, and we draw a family tree. So we have followed all the three points. So it could be maternal, grandfather or grandmother. So answer is not clear to us. So answer will be option number 4 cannot be determined. Okay. Option number 4 cannot be determined will be the correct answer to this question. Okay. Moving on to question number 2. Question number 2 says, study the following information carefully and answer the questions given below. Okay. 7 members are living in the family. 7 members are there. Now let us start with the information. Q is the daughter of P. So Q's gender is known. Q is the female and is the daughter of P. But P's gender is not known. P's gender is not known. B is the B is the brother of R. Let us hold this information. G is the mother-in-law of A. Let us hold this information. B is married with A. B is the uncle of Q. D is the father of B. So let us start with this information. Okay. Let us start with this information. So I am drawing this on the side. Q is basically the daughter of P. Okay. I am holding this information. It is given to us that B is the uncle of Q. So if B is the uncle, that means it has to be certain relationship with either P or P's spouse. Correct? So let us assume for P that B is the uncle of Q, so male, and B is married with A. So B is married with A, so A will be female. Okay? G is the mother-in-law of A. So G is mother-in-law, that means B's parent. B's female mother. B's mother will be G. B's mother will be G. Let me draw it over here. B is male. B's mother will be G, female. Because G is the mother-in-law of A, that means G has to be female. Correct? G has to be female and G will be B's mother. Okay? It is given to us B is the brother of R. So now this will change. We will get P over here and R over here. How? Okay? And it is given to us. We have used this information. I will repeat, okay? D is the father of B. That means D will be the spouse of B and D will be male. Now let us come to this information once again. So did you see, to draw the family chart, we did not have a straight up, this was not arranged in a straight line. We had to pick and choose information to get this family chart. So first thing, let us confirm, okay? Q is the daughter of P. P and R are spouse and Q is their daughter. So Q is the daughter of P and R. Okay? Q is the daughter of P. P's gender is unknown. B is the brother of R. So this is also correct. B is the brother of R. R's gender is unknown. B is the brother. So B will be male. Okay. G is mother-in-law of A. So G is mother-in-law of A. That means G will be B's mother. Correct? B is mother. Over here, A is female and G is also female. Mother-in-law. B is married with A. We have satisfied this condition also. Okay. B is the uncle of Q. Yes, B is definitely the uncle of Q because B is the brother of Q's parent. So B is the uncle of Q. And D is the father of B. We have satisfied this also. D will be the spouse of G and it will be male. Okay. Now we have to find out relationship of B with respect to P. So whether P is female or whether B is male, B will always be a male. So brother-in-law. Correct? Because we had to identify the relationship of B with respect to P, not otherwise. If we have to find the relationship of P with respect to B, what is P with respect to B? That would be uncertain because the gender of P and R are unknown. But over here, the gender of B is known. So whether P is female or male does not make a difference. B will always be the brother-in-law. So answer will be option number 3, brother-in-law. Okay, this will be the answer. Over here, you can see that the genders are unknown. Correct? Now, type 2, coded blood relation. So coded blood relation, I told you, same concept of coding, decoding plus blood relations. Coding, decoding plus blood relation. So it is the same thing, just the questions are a little trickier now. So we will use the same 3 concept, not assuming the gender, drawing symbols and making a family tree. Based on that, we will draw this chart. So let us come over here. It is given to us. This is the information. This much is the information. Okay. Based on this information, this is the question. This is the question based on this information. And the codes are given over here. Let us solve. A percentage sign B means A is the father of B. So this will means A is the male father of B. Correct? B's gender is unknown. Moving forward, B and C. So B and C means B is the husband of C. Correct? B is the husband of C. So B and C will be spouse. B is the husband. So B will be male. C will be female because B is the husband of C. Okay? This much is clear. Now, C hashtag D. So C hashtag D means C is the sister of D. C is the sister of D. So C is the sister of D. D will be gender unknown. So D can be male or female. C is the sister. So C will be F. Female. Correct? This much information. Moving forward, D at the rate E. So D at the rate E means D is the daughter of E. So D is the daughter of me. E means that E's gender is unknown. D will be the female because D is the daughter. E's gender is unknown, and C and E are siblings. So C and E are children of E. Correct? This much information is correct. This is how the chart will be drawn. Now let us look at the question. The question asks, how is B related to E? So over here, B, if I see, E is C's mother, correct? E is C's mother or father. It could be male or female. E is C's mother or father. So how is B related to E? B will be the son-in-law because B's gender is known to us. E's gender is unknown, but B's gender is known to us. So B will be the son-in-law, which is given in option number 2. So option number 2 will be the correct answer to this question. Okay. Question number 2, similar question. Okay. Over here, these are the codes. A into B means A is the brother of B. A minus B means A is the sister of B. A plus B means A is the father of B. And we have to find out in which relation P is the paternal aunt of R. So we have to find out in which relation P will be the paternal aunt of R. Paternal aunt means father's sibling. Father's sibling. Paternal means parent. Okay. So two words. Paternal means father's side. Paternal means father's side. And maternal means mother's side. Okay? Mother's side. Now let us solve this. So I am solving for option number 1. P minus Q means P is the sister of Q. Correct? P is the sister of Q. Sister means female. And Q into R means Q is the brother of B. So male Q will be the brother of R. R's gender is unknown. We have to find out whether P is the paternal aunt. So they are in the same generation. They cannot be aunt. So this is incorrect. Okay. Coming to option number 2. Option number 2, P minus Q means P is the sister of B. P is the sister of Q. So P will be female, sister of Q. Q's gender is unknown. Q plus R. Q plus R means Q is the father of R. Q is the father of R, male. R's gender is unknown. So in this particular case, P is the paternal aunt of R? Definitely, because P is from the father side. P is the sibling of Q, the father of R. So in this particular expression, it is correct. In this particular expression, we can say that P is the paternal aunt of R. So answer will be option number 2. Option number 2 will be the correct answer. Okay. So same concept, just we have coded the terms now. So now let us look at type 3 based on conversation. So question number 1 says, pointing towards a person, a man said to a woman, his mother. So person is male now. Person is male. His mother is female, is the only daughter of your father. Only daughter of your father. So if the father has only daughter, that means the mother will be the herself. Correct? The father has only daughter. Only daughter means the mother will be herself. So we have to find out how is woman related to that person. Herself being the woman. So how is the woman related to that person? The woman will be the mother of that person. So answer will be option number 3, mother. Okay? Answer will be option number 3, mother. Easy? Question number 2. Question number 2 says, pointing to the photograph of a girl, we have to, okay, so pointing towards the photograph of a girl, Raghav said, the girl is basically my father's, so my father's mother's daughter's only brother's daughters. So first we have to find the relationship between Raghav. So Raghav is, let's say Raghav is over here. Okay. The girl is Raghav's father's mother. So Raghav's basically grandmother's daughters. So sibling. Okay. Over this side. Daughters. Okay. Only brother. So only brother will be Raghav's father. Only brother will be Raghav's father. And she is the daughter of this brother. So that means Raghav and the girl will be siblings. Okay? We have to find out how is Raghav's father related to that girl's mother. So how is Raghav's father is related to that girl's mother? So girl's mother is basically the spouse of Raghav's father, correct? So the Raghav's father will be the husband of girl's mother. Raghav's father will be husband of girl's mother. Answer will be option number 4, husband. Okay, answer will be option number 4, husband. Okay, so if you look at this chart, okay, let us look at this chart. This is Raghav's father. Let me use a different pen to highlight. Raghav's father, mothers, daughters, so sibling. Okay, only brother means back to Raghav's father. Only brother's daughter, so siblings of Raghav. So we have to find the relationship between Raghav's father, this person, and the girl's mother. So girl's mother will be what? Raghav's mother. Girl's mother will also be Raghav's mother. So how will they be related? They will be spouse, husband and wife. So answer will be option number 4, husband. Okay. So this is how you get the questions on blood relations. In today's lecture, we discussed them briefly. In coming lectures, we will solve some more questions to get a better understanding of the concept. So this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.